I would always resort to playing video games for my entertainment and just to get through the day. It almost gave me the sense of purpose that I felt like nothing else could offer me. Video games were a big part of my life growing up. I would get home from school and I would turn on the console, the Xbox 360, and start playing some Black Ops or some Halo for the rest of my night. I was playing video games in grade 1. The first video game I ever played was Halo Combat Evolved, and that was the best shit ever, man. I can remember spending day in and day out playing that game with my brother nonstop, getting everything we could, all the skulls, going through the maps and playing in different ways that we never had before. And some of the best memories I have were playing that game with him. Video games have done a lot for me. They've got me through tough times. They've built a stronger character out of myself. I don't back down from challenges as easily anymore. The grind from video games has implemented itself right into real life. I understand what I need to do and how to do it. And as a kid growing up, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, to record my gameplay and to put it up online and to make people laugh and watch along as I played these games. And I really wanted to be a video gaming YouTuber. I had a channel and reached over 600 subscribers, and I would just post entertaining content. And this entertaining content, it fulfilled me so deeply. I almost missed doing it, but I don't do it anymore for a specific reason. And that reason is that I don't play video games anymore. The sad reality of my life is that I've almost grown out of it. I can't find the time worth it to sit down and play the video games. I miss it dearly. To be a kid again, to play video games, to let time slip by. That was a blessing that I no longer have. But also a blessing that I no longer wish to have, to sit around and play video games. When I was 18, I would play video games, sit inside all day. COVID had just struck, and I felt like this was the best time to be a YouTuber. And it was. It was really a good time. But with little to show for my efforts, the time was just wasting away. I wasn't really gaining anything. It got to the point for me when I would get on and play a video game that it was harder to play the video game than to edit a video. It was harder to play a video game than to talk to random people in the streets. It was harder to play a video game than to engage in my social real life. It was harder to play a video game and care and enjoy it than it was to work on a project, than it was to work out. I got to a point with my love for video games where it just wasn't something I enjoyed to do anymore. I didn't have that same love and passion for it, and I outgrew it. I wish I could sit around and record and play those video games. Maybe there's still an opportunity for me to do so, but I don't play anymore. I haven't talked to my online gaming friends in years. I miss them, but video games started providing more stress than comfort in my life. And that stress of getting online, wasting hours at a day, where I could have been working on a business, where I could have been working on myself, doing more workouts, learning more, it would eat at me. It would make me feel like I'm wasting away my life. My days would go by and I would just be playing the same video game over and over again. And I would combine this video game experience with drugs and alcohol and weed and marijuana just to make it seem like I was right back into that comfort space that I grew up with. That bliss. But I was never there ever again. When I was in school, it was different. I could get home, play my video games, and go on with my day, left to my own devices. But as an adult, it's not the world that I live in today. The world that I live in is full of stresses, it's full of responsibilities. It's full of time that needs to be spent doing important things. And video games, for me, sap all of that out. Takes away that responsibility, takes away that time that I should be spending on something important, like this video. If I were to still be playing video games to this day, I wouldn't have the successes that I have in relationships with my girlfriend, with my family, with myself. I feel great about myself that I don't play video games, but I feel this disconnect from myself because I don't. It's almost like if I had been playing video games to this day, I know for a fact I would be down on myself, beating myself up, stressing and having anxiety over it. I love the world of video games. They give me memories like no other. And I love the fact that I got to record them and post them on YouTube. But it was almost like it was always fleeting. Like Like, none of it had the impact on my life that I wanted it to have. Like, wasting away my years playing video games instead of building skills for the man I want to be. Again, I was left to my own devices as a kid. I didn't have the parenting that I needed. I didn't have the friendships that I needed. I did have drugs, and I did have video games. They kept me company, like nothing else. Video games have done me a lot of good, but they've also done me a lot of bad. It's one of those things where you can't really say it's a bad habit because you enjoy it so much, but it really is one of those things that I can't consider to be good for you at a certain age. It's so addicting, it's so mind-consuming. You're thinking about it day in and day out. You're sitting in your class thinking, what can I do next on this video game? Instead of, what can I do next to improve my life, to fix myself, to bring myself up a notch? You know what, maybe I can hit more sets in the gym, or you know what, I really want to hit that max prestige. Which serves you more? The video game or the improvement on your life? And that's what it came down to me. My self-improvement journey is by far the most important thing in my life. Improving myself, making myself a better man. That's why I'm here recording. Do I have a script to go off of? No. I'm going off the top of my head. I just want to get consistent and do it more and be that more authentic me that records the videos, even if it's not gameplay. I really wanted to be a YouTuber when I grew up, like Vanoss Gaming. He was a big inspiration for me. But when I go and watch his videos now, it's almost like there's a lack of life to him. Like he almost doesn't enjoy what he does with his time, with his life, playing video games. I bet it's a fun time. I really do. I bet he enjoys it. But it's almost like he only does it because he's successful in that area of life. Good for him. I wish I could feel that way. But I've never felt like I could go down that path of being a successful YouTuber with gaming content and feel good about what I do in the future. It doesn't feel so impactful or important. And so that's why I quit playing video games, because it became unimportant to the longevity and the impact I want my life to have. If you play video games and you're unsure about why you do, please leave a comment down below. Explain yourself, how you feel when you get on the video games. I would love to know how you feel. Does it provide you comfort? Does it give you stress and anxiety? Does it make you feel unsure about where to spend your time? I would love to help you out. I replaced my video games with just more productive habits, more productive things, even little things, like doing more chores. If you find yourself stuck because you're in a friend group that wants to keep playing these video games and you feel almost attached to them, like you can't let them down, like you gotta show up and just play, even though when you play it's not fun at all, I encourage you to take a break from it. I bet you there's things that you like to do that you don't even know that you like to do. For me, it was singing, karaoke. I love karaoke, but I wouldn't have ever found that out if I didn't allow myself to spend free time elsewhere. The amount of free time I have in my day is amazing. But even now I find I don't even have enough time in the day to do things. It's like, how can there be not enough time in the day to do things? It's so crazy. One thing after another for me. If I can give one piece of advice for someone watching this who plays video games, and it's really unsure about it, who just does it because of habitual reasons or because it provides that comfort. You can find that comfort and that purpose and that fulfillment and that enjoyment of life in other places outside of video games and addictive substances like pornography, drugs, video games. They give you that sense of relief, enjoyment, purpose, and fulfillment. But I'm telling you, you can find that in other places. I encourage you. Write out what you want to do with your life. What do you enjoy doing other than those activities? Is it talking, being with friends, watching movies, working out? For me, that was a big one. I loved working out. Yeah. There are things out there for you. And if you're having a hard time figuring it all out, I encourage you, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about your video game use and what you want to do about it moving forward. Your story. I would love to hear it. I would love to help you and maybe give you some words that can change your life for the better. And if you need a community or some support and you want to get closer with someone who has gone through the challenges that you're currently facing, join my free Discord community. We'll talk, we'll connect, and we'll figure things out for you and me. I know it could be a big help for me. I would love to socialize with more and more people who are like-minded like myself, who want to seek a better life and grow from their challenges, suffering, and pain. This has been why I quit playing video games. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Anthony. I approve of this message.